Wanted to get into an RPG, but don't know where to start? Let's run through some pre-made content and see if it sounds right for you. Legacy of Fire is the fourth adventure path made for the Pathfinder system. It's a Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 adventure that spans from level 1 to level 15 over 6 acts. This is the final Pathfinder adventure for Dungeons & Dragons, and all future adventure paths are made for the newly released Pathfinder role-playing game. In the nation of Not Varizia, also known as Katpesh, a nation on the east coast of the southern continent of Grund, ancient genies waged wars and ruled over all. In the modern day, the conflict is restarting, and the party will have to stop it, battling through the desert and travelling to alternate dimensions, including the City of Brass itself and the Plane of Fire. Pathfinder adventure paths are great at keeping it fresh. After 3 very different adventures in similar locations, we have a desert Arabian Nights themed story. Legacy of Fire is not super well known, as it sits in an odd place between D&D and Pathfinder, but it's quite compelling. It's the first adventure path with planar travel, and it does a really good job at making these locations feel alien enough. The desert location also brings in issues like heat and lack of water in places, as well as different threats you wouldn't have found before in a more green setting. The city of Katpesh feels very different from others seen before, being full of merchant bazaars, gladiators, and slavers. The act focuses are reclaiming a ruined town from gnolls and their mysterious leader, taking the fight to the gnolls to protect the land and town, travelling to the city of Katpesh to research an ancient artifact, travelling to a wizard's demiplane and exploring to find a way out, fighting through a massive palace and figuring out its history, and travelling back to the beginning, battling the forces of a genie warlord ready to finish his plan of domination. The atmosphere is great. The 1001 Nights inspiration shines through in a game system primarily stuck in medieval European fantasy. Kelmarain. The adventure starts with the players reclaiming the ruined town, and then spending a year as its heroes. Sandpoint was a town that felt personal. Kelmarain is a town that the players have built themselves, and while not used constantly, it can be the perfect base of operations for the party. Some of the encounters and boss fights in this adventure are some of the most memorable encounters I've seen in this system. The adventure takes a hard left turn into the plane of travel about halfway through, and it can feel very jarring, especially as written, as the players are likely going to feel railroaded into the conflicts, even if only a little bit. After a certain point, basically every monster is fire-themed, and as such, get used to resisting fire and not using any yourself. Pyromancers need multiply. Go all in on Kelmarain. The players should already have an attachment to the town, but giving them more options and maybe having some threats target the town earlier rather than just at the end will turn it into a real home that they're ready to defend. The longer dungeons are filled with lots of rooms full of enemies because it's a dungeon and you should be fighting enemies. It can drag. I'd recommend clearing some of those rooms out, maybe making the encounters not jump to violence immediately. Unless of course your group is going scorched earth, it might be fine as is for your team. Legacy of Fire gets overlooked and needs a little bit of work, but I think it is worth it because what you have is one of the most unique and memorable adventures out there. So I'm giving it a 7 out of 10.